Terrence.
Yeah!
Rex.
Yeah!
Jeff.
Yep.
Mahogany.
Yeah.
And me. Meh. Why did I participate, Jeff?
I said yeah.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
didn't say it like you meant it.
You didn't have the
I-
proper guttural enthusiasm.
Yeah, you weren't saying it like one of the ogres from the Gummy Bears cartoon.
Wow, gummy bears.
There it is. Oh, yeah.
Get that
Tickle my
vocal
ears.
frying going. Gummy bears. Sunny, boy or girl? Non-gender specific.
Girl.
I don't know anything about the gummy bears, so I'll leave that up to y'all.
They're a food, right?
Bouncing here and
Yeah.
there and everywhere?
Nah, dog. I didn't have whatever channel that was on when I was a child.
Fox?
Did it come on Saturday morning? Because I was at church.
No, it came on weekday afternoons usually.
I was at school, dog.
In the afternoon?
Yeah.
She
It
was
was
studious.
Okay, I was just specifically part of the post-school block to sell more toys to kids.
Mahogany had to
On
make sure
Fox?
she never missed archery club.
I didn't go to any clubs.
I
No.
know.
But it's a good thing, as you were way too young at the time to go to clubs, I swear.
Hmm.
Kids these days, always trying to grow
I
up
went
before the time.
outside.
That might be your problem. Yeah, if you go in your house directly after school and don't leave it, you can watch cartoons in the evening.
No, if I
That's
went in
if-
the house
if
directly
you're
after school, then
allowed.
it was straight to homework. So you go and you sneak and you drop your books and you change into your play clothes and you sneak back out. And then you don't show your face again until you're ready to be in the house for the rest of the night.
Until somebody's screaming your name. Where are you? Get back to this house!
You let those street lamps, especially in the wintertime. Shit, I didn't get off the bus till 5 o'clock and it was dark outside.
Good God.
And it was homework or bath, whichever one your family just dictated you had to do first. Then it was dinner, news, because you could not watch the news if the TV was on.
Oh no, my dad never let us watch the news with him because we never shut up.
Yeah, like that's the only time you could really, I could really sneak out of the room. Like my other siblings would make their way out. They were just slicker than I was, I guess. But when my grandma was watching the news, I could make my way out. Slowly, just inching away until you're behind her line of peripheral vision. And then you can get out and go watch real TV in the other room.
Holy shit, y'all had two TVs?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Damn.
But- Had an older brother, so it's like, whatever he was watching.
so Star Trek reruns, got it.
Like Ninja Turtles and shit.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I like the shit I like, because I had a brother. So it was either get with the program or be bored.
Did y'all know that Ninja Turtles had an RPG?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched my brother play it for ages.
Oh, no, like
It's
a
like-
tabletop RPG.
Oh.
Yeah. No, this is by the same people that make what do you call it? Riffs, right?
Yeah, it was basically a 2D6 system, I believe. And
I think it just used the Riffs rules and just added a Ninja Turtles supplement.
yeah, but the Ninja Turtles were like, the original comic books were fucking dark.
Mm.
So the RPGs had kind of a dark slant to them that way.
Well, I like that idea. More darkness in my children's media.
Well, I mean, they did have a RoboCop cartoon.
Yeah, and they had a Rambo cartoon. They had a fucking Beetlejuice cartoon.
I like the Beetlejuice cartoon. That's
They
what I
had a-
learned.
Awesome.
They had an MC Hammer cartoon, which I'm pretty sure I've talked about before.
I did watch some of that. I watched it every now. They had a Kid and Play cartoon briefly as well.
Yeah.
Which
I've heard of.
They had
I've seen.
Alien action figures
Oh yeah.
and Aliens action figures. Like they marketed toys to children off of
I
sci-fi horror
specifically
movies.
remember
And
the
Predator.
one of what's her face in the big mech at the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ripley.
Yeah.
The power loader. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a toy that I can still see in my mind's eye.
I'm trying to think of like the worst property that still got a toy line and a cartoon. You're probably right. It probably is RoboCop, like just on content alone.
MC Hammer had a cartoon.
Yeah, but MC Hammer was not a gory, profanity-filled like
Splatterfest.
Splatterfest.
Y'all don't know the
overt
same MC
political
Judge
Hammer I
Dredd
know.
have like a toy line?
Was there an extended cut scene of MC Hammer shooting a criminal in the penis?
I bet he'd still have a career if there was.
Yeah, probably.
I wouldn't talk shit about MC Hammer unless you want to get that hammer. He doesn't play.
I mean, he is like recriminated, too legit to quit.
That is true, I guess. My apologies,
Y'all
MC
mock.
Hammer.
Hung mock?
I said, y'all mock if you want to.
Oh, I'm not. I'm literally saying Hammer.
Well, honestly, there's very few instances where I don't want to mock. I usually have to hold myself back in general. But it's not just MC Hammer. It's many and almost every aspect of my life that deserves mockery.
Speaking of mockery, I've seen a lot of Flavor Flav in recent social media posts.
Yeah, because he finally gets to do his thing and stop, like, being what people wanted him to be.
What
Yeah,
did they want him to be? I was never very sure.
A fool.
Oh, I'm like, I wanted it to be more in line with, like, Public Enemy's, like, philosophical thing, but he never seemed to be.
No.
He's out there playing piano in the ambassador suites of hotels and shit.
He's a musical prodigy. He can play any instrument.
Flavor Flav.
I did not know that about the Flav.
Yeah,
Yeah, they kept his light under a bushel.
they really did. But he was like, you know what? They'll pay me. So fuck it. He got paid. And now he's doing art and stuff.
Just
I
like
like-
Andre 3000.
I like to see that.
Playing flutes and shit.
Mhm.
And Big Boy raising falcons.
Who?
The other half of Outcast.
Ah.
Daddy Fat Sex, Bigboy. It's the same motherfucker that put the knuckles to your eye. He's out there falconing.
And you better still watch your eyeballs.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got falcons now.
That's like a superpower, really.
Yeah, he's got them long range knuckles.
Exactly.
All right. Well, speaking of superpowers, welcome once again to our show. Homebrew Detritus subgroup / Raiders of the Lark presents a Mutants and Mastermind 3rd edition game, World's Most Available Heroes.
Like gets a thumbs up.
Thank you. Issue number 7, Edge of Destruction.
So we've gone to Insanity, The Abyss, and
The-
now Destruction.
No, it was Edge of Insanity, Edge of the Unknown, Edge of the Abyss, and now Edge of
Destruction.
Destruction.
Ah. This is your edging arc. I see.
Oh.
Well,
Join
let's
us
see
on
what it,
Patreon to see the behind the scenes edging.
well, let's continue to see what it comes to. All right.
Oh.
If you're doing it properly, it doesn't.
Ah, shit. We're not Sting here.
No,
Jeff,
let's,
edging is where you masturbate, but not to completion.
yeah, let's go ahead and get to the climax.
I'm pretty
of
sure
this
Jeff
story.
is internet savvy enough to have heard of that. But
Jeff,
as he closes out all the tabs of edging.
What?
what? Zip.
I wasn't even listening to y'all.
Jeff, are you familiar with edging?
It's what you put around flower beds.
Yep.
Correct. It's also how you cut grass along a hardscape.
Jeff, you're so pure and innocent. We don't deserve you.
You're beyond us, Jeff.
You're like an angel, a 7-foot tall angel.
I was gonna say Gandhi, but all right.
Fallen
God,
angel.
7 foot tall Gandhi. That's terrifying.
Mega Gandhi. Villain you'll be fighting in around episode 25.
Episode 25, Mega Gandhi. Stay tuned.
During
His
our
weapons-
kaiju arc.
His weapons include hunger.
Pacifism.
Conscientious objection.
Devoutness. At any rate.
And the ability to summon. Shit, I lost it. It's not Kali, it was Mashava.
Moving on.
All right.
Let that go.
That's what a stroke sounds like. Do you smell toast?
Breaks, I'm just going to have to ask you to step down from the candidacy for president. Honestly, like, after hearing that display, it's just not going to work for us.
Running for president or something?
Anyway, when last we left off, the group had recently returned from the realm of lost souls, another dimension where the spirits who are without a home in the afterlife wander aimlessly. They were there to see Paracelsus, the sorcerer.
Really cool guy, actually.
In order to either question or retrieve a missing hero named Mr. Styx. After arriving there and meeting up with him and doing a little bit of bartering in the meantime, they were able to take Mr. Styx out of the realm of lost souls without too much of hassle, except for that gigantic worm thing they fought. And reappeared.
Mashed. The gigantic worm thing we mashed.
Reappeared back in the back streets of New York, whereupon, after a short teleport, arrived back at the old Drake place, where Adam the cat immediately informed them that they had been gone for 2 days and there had been developments. Let's pick up about an hour later. Adam thinks for a moment, says, "You guys get yourselves straight and meet me in the conference room."
Cyber Squatch goes directly to the mechanic bay.
All right.
And retools some of his cybernetics to reconfigure a few things with the help of our resident.
Yes, your ops team member for mechanical purposes, Rena Barber.
Rena Barber, yes.
Lorena says she has your complete schematics on file and has been studying it pretty heavily since you got here. So you guys make short work of doing the rebuild and reconfigure. It seems like she has a lot of ideas and her own notes that she would like to show you in the future, but that's not for now. You guys seem to be working at a hurried pace. The other three of you, what are you doing with your hour off?
Just 1 hour.
1 hour.
Long enough
Lunch.
to edge.
Seriously.
Long enough to edge. You edging
Lunch.
amateur.
The fucking sidewalk. Jesus.
Yeah.
Lunch. I think he'll just eat.
All right.
Relax for a moment. We were just in hell.
When you head toward the kitchen, Miss Healy and her staff, which you quickly realize now that you've had a look at them, all seem to be related to Miss Healy, mostly her daughters.
Oh, that's good.
Ask what you order and provide it for you as swiftly as possible, with a normal amount of grumbling. I'm not going to say a small amount. Miss Healy, while she seems to relish her job of being head of housekeeping here, she mostly seems to relish it because she has utter control over the lives of her relatives.
Gross.
How about you, Bubblegum? You have any quick rest break thing you need to do?
Lunch.
Lunch as well. All right.
Costume change.
You guys do notice that there is a great amount of dust on you now that you're clear of the of the realm of lost souls. Like, it's for you, Cyber Squatch, you immediately see it in the bright lights of the workspace. Every time your fur is disturbed, you see puffs of grayish ash-like powder poofing off you. It's like the whole place seemed to sort of like just permeate.
I will activate my electrostatic dust repellent.
Okay.
All my Bichon Frise hair stands out on end for just a second.
Yeah, and an enormous puffy cloud of dust explodes away from you, covering Rena, who coughs. But yeah, the rest of you see that it's on your clothes, it's under your nails, it's on your boots or shoes.
Okay,
Like
well, then shower
Okay.
and lunch.
All right.
So there's nothing that makes you feel more alive than being clean and fed.
That's facts. There's no lie in what you just said.
After cleaning up, doing a little bit of repairs, and getting some lunch, you guys are back in the conference room with Adam the cat and your now 3 visitors.
Mm.
One of which is Silver Streak, who is still here. He's basically has changed out of his superhero costume, and except for his mask, he's still wearing his mask. But he's in a bathrobe otherwise. Across from you, you see
We don't have sweatpants for him?
Hmm?
Like a sweatsuit?
Adam turns and says, "We got all kind of stuff. He just wanted the bathrobe. Just let him go with it, all right?"
Got a spare one that says juicy across the bottom in rhinestones.
It's factually accurate.
Across from him is Mr. Sticks, your recent rescue. You guys can see that his body has mostly fully repaired itself, though you can still see faint light green lines in his green flesh where he had been up until recently chopped to ribbons. And beyond that, you see Brass Knuckle, who you met in Chicago. He is nursing, well, not really nursing so much as he has one complete hand and one missing hand. You see it has been chopped clean off, revealing nothing but shining brass underneath.
Where did we meet Brass Knuckle? At the zoo?
Yeah, you met him at the zoo. He was your contact in Chicago.
Dang, B-Nuts. Sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, he raised his stump, says, "Hey, what's up?" No, it'll be fine. I mean, until I switch my power off, then this is probably going to hurt like fuck.
Could you not take your brass hand and hold it up to it when you... Does it reattach?
I will have to find that out once I get a hold of it.
What's missing?
Yeah. Which brings us to our update, says Adam, as he hovers over the top, the edge of the far end of the table. What we got here is a little bit of a kind of a clusterfuck, if you'll excuse my French.
I don't think cluster is in the French lexicon.
I don't know. I'm from Jersey. He turns to Brass Knuckles and says, Our friend here, Brass, has did a little bit of research back home, trying to find out more about our missing member of Mr. Sticks here's old team.
Fox, right?
Yeah, her. Now, I didn't think much was going to come of it because the woman has to be 85 at this point, but apparently his question asking raised a lot of interest, up to the point where he was attacked by our assailant in the streets of Chicago, the proverbial edgelord.
The actual assailant. Did you get a good look at him?
I got a good look at his costume, and I got a very good look at his swords. But after he cut my hand off, and then he threw me down a very, very steep manhole where I was further detained by some folks he was working with. And, well, after they realized that I don't know anything and was getting nothing, they decided to let me go. I do not know why.
That is unusual. You would think that they would just remove you from the situation.
That is the part that perplexed me, to be honest with you. I fully expected to die in those moments. You see Mr. Sticks listening to this this story and dawning horror. It's like, oh my God, They figured it out. Everyone turns towards Styx. You got something to say, Greeny boy? Says Adam. Yeah, well. Styx leans back in his chair and he puts his hands over his mouth and like rubs his temples and is like, after the team broke up, he starts talking to Silver Streak as if he's only talking to him. After the team broke up, after my incident, yeah, Silver Streak nods. You know, I didn't have anybody else but Fox. She kind of shepherded me through that harsh period of my life. And, you know, she was getting up in age. So she said she needed to retire to do something more within the scope physically of a person with goals like hers. It's so hard to explain. Fox was a superhero because Fox cared about Chicago. She cared about the streets of the city. She cared about the people, you know. She always did. But Chicago, yeah, I don't know, in the last 30 or 40 years has become basically a hellscape. At least as far as like the corruption goes. Superheroes might be all over the country, much less now, of course, after the big alien invasion, but Chicago always had a special place as a sort of a stronghold for supervillains, and more particularly the organized crime leaning ones. And Fox, well, was against that. She didn't like it any more than I did. So she decided to retire and go into something more what she called public facing. I'm not going to call it legit. She told me in one of the last times I saw her, really, like, officially, as Fox, that she was going to go underground and try and change things from within. You know, and I let that ride for a long time. I didn't see her for like almost a decade afterwards. It was around 2012, 2014 that I get a message from Fox, hey, come meet me. We'll have dinner. I'll catch you up. And by then I find out, you know, she had moved in on like the boss of a small syndicate and was in charge, like a woman in her 60s. She said she was cutting down the violence. She was trying to angle the crime in a direction where it can't hurt people quite as bad. She said she cut out the drugs. She said she'd angled everything more towards things that would filter through the city and not affect the city. And was never very sure what she meant by that. And she says, don't worry. I have everything to control. It's not going to get to me. I'm going to make sure that I can turn this around. And I don't know. I let it go. I ate the meal she provided. You know, me, I can't actually digest them. So, you know, I do it out of politeness. I went out back, threw it up. Sorry.
It's yeah. Sorry to giggle. That sounds horrible. Like information we didn't need to know.
It's not so bad. I can't taste it either directions.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so, you know, again, another decade passes. I get a job. Some stranger hires me to investigate something on her behalf, and I really wish I could fill you in on this. I really do. But it is a blank. I think I've been like manipulated. I don't know if it was Paracelsus or what, but I took some mercenary work in Chicago and I got on someone's bad side. And that someone's bad side got me cut up. And I think I know why our team is being targeted.
Why?
Someone's after Fox and they're trying to lure her out with us.
So you don't think that it might be Fox herself?
Why would she try to kill us? Like,
I don't know. I just didn't know what was going on with your team. We had no real record of anything I don't know. You never know with people.
Quicksilver speaks up. Is like, I hadn't heard from Fox since like '99. Why? She's been out of my life entirely. I've been out of everyone's life in the Chicago area. I never even went back once.
Not even once.
And Blue Bolt, I mean, like you've seen him on the news. He's been with the main team for the longest time. So, you know, I mean, he had plenty of backup, but he never told me about Fox trying to contact him. Brass Knuckle speaks up. What about Six Gun Gorilla? Why did he know to look for her?
Yeah.
Sticks thinks for a moment. It's like, I'm guessing she set him up with that retirement. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, how does a superhero ape get into a zoo without anyone noticing and there'd be no fanfare? Like, I'm pretty confused about the whole thing, but that's my theory. Anyway, someone's after Fox and they're trying to use us.
So when you said they figured it out, you were saying they figured out that Fox is in Chicago doing what she's doing.
Yeah, I think she might have moved up and gotten to the range of power that she has more powerful enemies than. He points to himself and he points to Brass Knuckle. He's like, the locals could conceivably cover for her with. I think they want her eliminated. She might be making good on her promise to fuck up their works from the inside.
And so this edgelord character is targeting your former team for that very reason, to draw her into the open.
Yeah, I'm thinking, at least according to what I can tell from what your cat friend told me.
I got an idea real quick.
Okay.
Six Gun Gorilla's gun was intelligent, from what I understood.
Yes, it's a piece of alien tech.
I'm going to plug it into the computer system or a limited computer, firewall it around it so he can't break out, and connect it to the system so he can actually communicate with us and see if we can find out what happened with the gun. Right. I will actually pull out my friend and have her
put that
pop
away,
out.
Jeff.
Yeah. What now?
I said, whoa, put that away.
You mean your AI?
Yeah, Minerva. I'm gonna pull up, have Minerva come out because she can help facilitate the connections and basically allow her to use her the hologram so it can actually give it kind of like the room as a screen, a 3D hologram.
Rena brings the six gun up from the workshop area where they were keeping it so they could be studied, and place it on the conference table. Minerva basically draws to the thing and reaches into the gun, and when she does, the gun begins to sort of like melt rapidly into a silvery slurry that reforms itself into a hovering silver ball. She opens her mouth and says, "I'm ready," as her entire like digital projection freezes up and begins to flicker, and then the whole room disappears into a massive star field. A voice echoes in everyone's head. Testing. What is your name?
I am Defrag. And then that is Minerva that you're connected to.
Testing.
Are you saying that out loud, or is this asking each one of us?
Yeah, you hear the voice in your head. You don't hear it out loud, but you hear Defrag answer the question that you were asking in your head. But the voice in your head continues on. What is your name?
Saber Squatch.
Incorrect. And then the rest of you hear the next again. You hear Adam mutter, I don't know, Adam probably, and a few others say their names under their breaths, and you realize that they're all having separate visions than each of you, but your visions are close enough that you can figure out what's going on. The second question the voice asks you, what is your purpose?
We're trying to determine, and I'm like, I am working with the other individuals in this room trying to figure out what happened to 6-gun gorilla, and I will, if I know anything about him, I will use his name. The entity that actually was working with you as a hero in our world.
Inquiry about previous wielder. The rest of you also hear, "What is your purpose?" in your head. What are the three of you saying to it?
In my head, I will say, Dilaquist Foragrath.
That is your purpose?
Oh, what's my name?
Yeah. But then what is your purpose after you give that?
Oh, I'm doing my purpose.
Okay.
I'm part of a team. I'm going to stop killing people and start murdering monsters.
Scanning. You are overqualified for wielding for bestowment. My apologies and good luck on your purpose.
Oh, what did I miss out on?
How about you, Bubblegum?
I think Bubblegum would just be like, I'm Bubblegum, bad gal, and I know my purpose. That's enough.
Fashionista.
Is that a purpose? The thing, you feel the thing scanning you again says your power level is above maximum allowances for bestowment. Apologies.
Damn right it is.
Let's see. Cyber Squatch, you get the same question. What is your purpose?
Well, when it told me my name was incorrect, I just raised an eyebrow. And then it fires back with the, what is your purpose? My purpose is to do the best that I can while I figure out what my purpose is.
The thing scans you and says, you are unqualified to wield the weapon or to wield the apparatus. Apologies.
That's quite all right. I'm sorry to have bothered you.
You see everybody else around the room getting having the same kind of mental conversation. Then you hear the voice echoing through everyone's head, and this time out loud, sinking. Primary inquiry. Previous wielder. You see a hologram appear of 6-gun gorilla. The younger gorilla that would be 6-gun gorilla. As you see, flickering images of his life, like him being abused in a circus, him finding the apparatus settled in his cage, him using it or touching it and gaining his sapience and facility with it, breaking out. You see snatches of him doing superheroic activities, working with the team. Eventually, it cycles around through his life to where you you Defrag are getting the full brunt of this. You're getting the full quick version of a 6-gun gorilla's entire life on fast forward until finally you see a point where he is sneaking around in the back streets of Chicago and meets up with what appears to be an aged woman in a mask well after the team broke up. Are you going to stop here or
I'll
continue
tell
on?
it to slow down.
All right. It slows down. And 6-gun begins to sign at her, and Fox answers, "Yes, I suppose we all are getting up in years, my son, my boy, my good friend." She touches the top of his head and his shoulder, and he reaches up and touches hers. She's like, "Ooh, your arms are still heavy and strong. I think I can find a safe place for you to retire, friend. You just got to keep everything under wraps and make sure that," she points to the gun, "stays out of sight unless absolutely necessary. I know things have been hard for you your entire life. You're not gifted in the way that other animal heroes are, but you are probably the most noble." He signs rapidly at her. She's like, "Fuck you too." And she smiles and he smiles, though it's a gorilla smile, so it's terrifying. And you see his life speed back up again as he goes back into hiding. But the main thing you take away from this is that this older lady met him with still she's not dressed in her superhero uniform. She was dressed in a very nice like pantsuit kind of look, but still had her fox mask on to meet him specifically. And he is escorted basically by truck to the zoo, where a massive bribe is paid out to the zookeepers, and allowed to basically join the family groups there. But beyond that, other than one brief flash you see of an old woman in a wheelchair that Six Gun stops in front of the big thick plexiglass mirrors at the enclosure just to look at without her mask, an old woman in her 70s who smiles at him and nods, and he nods back to her and signs, and she signs to him, "Have a nice life, friend," before she's taken away. And you finally get like a good, clear visual image of Fox, who is an old woman in a wheelchair, being escorted by two burly goons in sunglasses and suits. But the illusion speeds back up until the final day, where you see a replay of the events that you saw in the previous cam footage. Now this entirely from the point of view of Six Gun, and unfortunately you get to watch so even more horrible stuff going down before it quits. The hologram around you in its spatial aspect draws back out to open space and says, "Candidates here are unqualified. Continuing search." And then you guys feel a pulse of energy come out from the sphere, and it disappears right off the table.
All right.
Minerva pops back to life. "Boss? Oh, it's gone."
Thank you for trying to facilitate that.
All right, Chief.
But that really didn't get us anywhere. Gave us a look at Fox, but
She's alive, at least as far as I could tell, and someone's still out to get her.
Yeah, we got a little bit more information. We'll work from here.
What are you guys going to do?
Go to Chicago? I don't fucking know. That didn't give us any leads.
Six speaks up and says, "Hey, if I go to Chicago, I'm going to stand out like a sore thumb. Everybody's going to see me like coming, and my presence will be known all over the place in like less than an hour."
Kind of the point that I'm making.
Wait, you want to use me as bait? Bigfoot?
It's Cyber Squatch.
Listen, Cyberfoot, I'm not so sure I'm keen on getting cut up again.
Unless we can figure out some other way to stop a serial killer who is apparently working at the behest of organized crime that's trying to kill your former teammate. I don't know what other options we've got. But then again, I'm not a brain. I'm a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Adam,
Even the player is not a brain.
Adam takes a swig of his
I was
whiskey.
talking about me.
I like that plan. How about the rest of you? You brains got any notions?
Cosmic Knight is currently Googling good detective agency.
Bubblegum's gonna be like, no offense, but I thought I was gonna be smashing shit.
This is why I picked this team, says Adam. They know what they want, and they know how to get it. And the cat sits on the table in front of Mr. Sticks and begins to stare and stare and stare.
Attack the stick.
The only other thing that we could do is just go to Chicago and start smashing known organized crime / police gangs.
Speaking my language.
Kick up a big stink and see if they bring Edgelord out.
Edgelord.
You hear across the table while you guys are talking to each other, "I don't have to blink. I'm dead. I don't know why you're having a staring contest with me." But there's still silence from Adam. And he still stares. Listen, I know they rescued me like from being in a place for 3 years, but I don't remember a lot of that. This has just been like yesterday for me. Staring continues.
Staring intensifies.
I mean,
Behind the cat, you can see me slowly slide in and also stare.
it's not that I don't want to help. You know, I like helping people. I like doing what's right. It's just everything's been so confusing lately.
Cyber Squatch will also slide in and start staring as well.
I just want to move on, you know? Like, I'm tired of this life. Or this unlife. I just want to... You get me, right?
I'm gonna make it worse. I send a message to Minerva to create holographic eyes
Okay.
all around, just staring at him.
It's very weird to see a zombie sweat, but water begins to pour out of his long dead pores, and it doesn't smell great, but eventually he's like, all right, fine, I'll go to Chicago. I'll be seen. I just want you guys there for backup, all right? Can we do that?
Do you have to be seen?
I mean, if you don't want me seen, I'll be glad not to be seen. I can sit right here and not be seen.
I mean, can't you dress up and cover yourself to where you're less obvious?
He nods. He's like, yeah, I used to do the makeup thing, but it's not real convincing. I'd need an expert in makeup to make me look like a convincing living person.
Well, why didn't you say so? I'm not.
Sigh. Like, I get it.
And we all just pivot and turn to bubblegum.
Huh. All right. Smash cut to Bubblegum finishing up turning Mr. Sticks into a reasonable facsimile of a living person.
Mahogany, what's your montage song for this makeup shopping spree?
I mean, this the best montage song. It's gonna be a montage. It's the only montage song. That's what.
Oh, you're not going with Hot to Go?
I don't know that song.
Chapel Rose.
Your music references are as bad as all of the rest of your
That
references.
is a current music reference.
I mean, current. Still obscure.
I listen to Chapel Roan, but I don't know, like, song titles. Not a song title person.
Anyway. But yes. In short order, Mr. Sticks is made up to look like a living person. Brass
David
Knuckle.
Bowie.
Huh?
David Bowie.
No, just give him like a real goth look.
He's made to look like a person from Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Original cast recording.
Like a vampire in Brooklyn chic is what I'm going for.
All right.
You want to know a sad story about Eddie Murphy?
I mean,
since we're talking about Vampire in Brooklyn,
I guess you're.
You know his laugh from Jesus,
Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop. The laugh he did.
Yeah.
That was his real laugh, but people gave him such a notoriety about it. They weren't even picking on him about it. It was what he became known for a while, was that laugh, that he refuses to laugh that way anymore. The thing that brings him joy in this life, that makes him make that sound, he tamped off and changed.
Well, no wonder he got so bitter.
Yeah, he changed his laugh. There's the new one, the new Beverly Hills Cop, which is a decent Netflix movie. He doesn't do the laugh.
Well, what the fuck? Why would I watch it? Wait, does it have Bronson Pinchot in it?
It
does.
All right, then I'll watch it.
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt, which was nice to see. I haven't seen him in anything in a while.
It's a fun movie.
Does Bronson Pinchot play Serge?
He does.
Nice.
Serge returns.
It was my highlight of the movie.
Yeah,
They
like,
do
I don't know.
the theme song, like, throughout the music based on whatever the mood is. It changes.
They just changed the tone of the theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if it's
awesome.
dun, 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 that's your normal one. But when a sad thing happens, it's
So just like the NFL after a concussion.
Like an all strings version of.
I miss movies that had their own theme song.
I do too.
Fucking busting makes me feel good.
It's true. That's why we don't do edging here.
I thought we finished with that joke.
And we officially
no.
have. That was the nail in the coffin.
All right.
Depends. Is the next issue also going to be Edge of something? Because it will come back.
No, we're just stuck on this one for tonight. After you turn him around, he's like, "All right, I feel like $1 million that died and got a makeover."
You're welcome.
Brass Knuckles says, "I'm not really gonna do much fitting in there either. At least until I get my hand back. I came here as quickly as I could."
To also give you a makeover?
No. I mean, like I can't cut my powers off.
Oh, okay.
Until I find my damn hand.
We could just spray paint you with a matte finish.
Let's not. And he's like, "Just take me home. I'll head back to the sewers and start looking around."
I can give him a transport home.
Well, I mean, you might as well. You're about to go there anyway. Adam says, "All right, kids, get out there, find that woman. If we can lure her out, we can get our perp."
Yeah, see, that's the thing, Sticks. You're not bait for our serial killer. You're bait for the bait of our serial killer.
Ah, Jesus, that's grim. And I'm a dead guy. That's grim.
Mhm.
Inception level baiting.
I thought we were done with the edging joke.
Another edge joke. Boom,
I didn't
zinger,
say it.
got
I did
in.
not say it.
I didn't mean it that way, but that's how you want to take it. That's how you take it.
Another one.
Go away, baiting.
All right. Defrag, Adam says, "All right, you're free to go. You guys want drone access for this?"
We might need it.
All right. Rena provides you all with a drone. She says, "Just launch it if you need it. I can." Duncan will basically patch everything through so you can have either direct control or he'll keep an eye on everything if you need him to.
All right.
All right. Your portal opens up. First person through is Brass Knuckle, who disappears around a corner of the street that he asked you to open it up onto, and says, "Good luck," as he heads off to try and find his missing hand. Meanwhile, the rest of you step out onto the streets of Chicago, this time in the dead of night. Sticks takes in a breath of air. He's like, "I can't smell it, but I can almost feel it." And tells you, "We had a headquarters here. Well, I mean, I was still using it 3 years ago. You guys want to work from that point?"
Who knows
that gives
about
us
this
somewhere to start.
headquarters?
All right. What'd you say, Bubblegum?
This is a place for us to work out of? I was gonna say, who
Yeah,
knows
kinda.
This is your headquarters.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's kind of a headquarters. We had a sort of a headquarters. A short time later, you were out in front of a sleazy basement level bar, which Sticks heads down. Come on, and
Pull the hat down.
and when he opens the door to it, you can see that it is mostly empty. He's like, it's more my people kind of bar, like, so they're not gonna bother you. And as you look around the darkened tavern, you can see that a number of the patrons here are clearly dead people. The bartender is a skeleton, just a straight up skeleton. There are two people in deep hooded robes at a booth. Sticks says, "Hey, Charlie, can I use the back room?" The skeleton nods and points, and he follows you, and he's like, "Just be careful. Don't step on the bearskin rug," which you see kind of shuffling around the floor as you go by. He ushers you into a back room, which you see that Sticks has the key to still in his pocket, and he unlocks it and opens the door. He's like, "Yeah, this is our locale. At least me and Fox's for a long while." He ushers you all to sit down in a very shabby, kind of dusty room. I don't suppose any of you folks have like a phone.
Oh, I do.
Great.
Excited. My
Yeah,
plain ass phone is useful. Hooray!
May I borrow it? He holds up what appears to be a very out of date smartphone and says, apparently there weren't no charging ports in the realm of lost souls, and Mr. Paracelsus didn't bother to charge me up. What was he doing to me down there? You guys got a good look.
Oh, you know.
He had separated your Gestalt being into 3 separate entities and was studying you.
You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know. Forget I asked. He takes the phone from Cosmic Night. He's like, "Is this a flip phone?"
Yeah.
Huh.
It's a jitterbug.
It's not one of the new flip phones either. It's one of the old ones.
Okay. He begins to dial a number. He's like, what is this? 3G? Let's see. It's
You're
ringing.
lucky.
At least you didn't have to text. You'd have to hit the number several times.
Yeah, it says that. What do they call that? T9 texting?
I hated that.
I loved it. I was so good at it. Text without looking at my phone.
Sticks says, "Hey Mabel." Yeah, it Sticks. I mean, I was already dead, but I'm also still around. Like I'm not re-dead. Don't cry. Would you stop? Yes, we're back in business. Have I got any messages? How many? All right, have I got any messages from Fox in particular? How many? We'll read them. And you guys sit there and watch him on the phone, like with his hand on his face, as you hear a feminine voice on the side, just mildly like chattering away, and he's like, okay, do the next one. Do the next one. All right, hey, you're wonderful, you're beautiful. Yeah, I know you're 58, but you're still beautiful as a person. But I'm gonna get back to this one, and I'll get back to you. All right, just be at the office bright and early. Well, go with Monday. Let's go with Monday. We still have the office. We don't have the office. All right, I'll come to your apartment Monday. Why?
Today's Wednesday.
You got to build back up to these things. Plus, I got some stashes around town where I got some money.
As any good dead man would. So, good news. Did Fox leave you a message of where to meet her?
Even better. She gave me an emergency contact, which means I don't know what it's going to happen when I call the number. So, here goes. He dials the number. Hey, Fox, it's me, Sticks. He puts a hand over the phone. It's a messenger service. I'm back. I'm back in town. I'm at the old place. So you can meet me. I got something to talk about. All right? Yeah. She picked up. Somebody picked up. Yeah, no. I get it. Yeah. I understand. Your boss is a busy woman. Just pass the message along to me. Tell her the roof. She'll know what I'm talking about. He clicks the phone and slides it across. He's like, you might want to switch phones soon.
What?
No. He's like, he's like, I told her to meet us on the roof. Now, it's a cold night. I'm going to go up there. You don't got to come.
No, we probably should be close.
Agreed.
Oh, thank God. All right. He heads out of the little locked area and locks it up behind you after those. Well, actually, are all of you coming?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll tag along in airplane form.
Okay.
I'm just telling whoever we talk to, will they be able to make it where I don't have to replace this phone? It's a classic. It's my favorite.
Well, just don't spend a lot of time in Chicago, I guess. Maybe change the SIM card. They still have SIM cards, right?
This one does.
Well, there you go.
Maybe it's the first. It was. Well, I see recently the Matrix phone.
He pulls out of the envelope and it just shoots out the bottom.
Yeah.
Switchblade phone.
I was gonna say, I feel like that was a phone.
It was a real phone you could buy in real life.
Yeah.
A Matrix phone.
The short walk up the stairs of the building, about 4 floors to the roof. is interesting. You see that this whole building is sort of like essentially like a flop house for supernatural entities here in the city. You see some people that are clearly not human, but not alien either. They're more
Demi-human?
well, yeah, maybe. Like some people with pointed ears. You see some extremely short humanoids. You see some extremely short humanoids with green skin. You see what appears to be clearly a ghost moving through their door, coming back out the other side of the wall, and then going back through the wall and coming out of their door and locking it and looking around. One turns and says, "Hey, you Sticks, when are you going to get back to me on the... Oh, yeah, of course, ma'am. The case, right. I've been delayed for a few years in some hell-adjacent parallel dimension, but I am definitely still on your case. I will call you Monday, or Mavis will. Mavis will call you Monday." And finally, you get to the roof, and you're up there less than maybe 20 minutes before you see a helicopter coming across the city, moving through the city streets, and finally landing with, after folding up the propellers and stowing them like small jets, allow it a vertical landing from a pretty decent height on top of the roof of this small apartment building. Two thuggish types get out and lower down a ramp where they are wheeled down an old woman in a wheelchair, who comes out. She's wearing like a thick jacket. Her head is covered. She's got a stocking cap on. She's got like a shawl. She's got everything. You hear her go, "Brrr. Wow, Sticks, you're well, I hesitate to say alive, but..." He's like, "Fox, it's really good to see you, but there's been some crazy shit going down. There's a guy," she holds up her hand and says, "I know." He's like, "Well, why haven't you done anything? Like, people's families have died. Silverstreak's family, they're dead. Six Gun is dead." You see her nod and say, it's a real tragedy, but I've been having to try to keep myself safe because I have a lot of irons in the fire recently." And she turns towards the rest of you and says, "I see you brought one of the more modern teams with you." He says, "Yeah, Champions of Justice." He turns like Bigfoot, Makeup Girl, Computer Nerd, and Cosmic Knight. I knew I got one of them.
Close enough.
He turns back to Fox. "They made me come back. I didn't want to like lure you out into a position of vulnerability, you know." She nods. She's like, "I figured when I saw them." She snaps her finger, and her goons wheel her a little further away from the chopper, the jet chopper. And Styx walks with her, beside her, towards you guys. She looks up and says, "I've gotten myself into a little bit of trouble with the local crime lords, the other local crime lords. And it has cost lives that I care about. And I would be pleased if you children would do me the honor of protecting me on this night." She closed her eyes and says, "This is not going to be a pretty engagement. So..."
Nothing we have done has been since we started this team.
She looks down and she rubs her gnarled hands together and blows on them for warmth. And she says, "I think it might have already started," as you see her two guards go down silently by her side, each one with a crossbow bolt in their eyes, and on the roofs of the adjacent buildings to both sides of you, you see a number of, well, not to put too fine a point on it, ninjas.
It's a ninja fight, everybody.
Ninjas?
The old woman quickly dips into her shawl and pulls on a fox mask. She mutters something, "Spirit of the woods, give me your strength once more." And the next thing you know, she is standing, youthful and powerful again. Mr. Sticks is standing there as well with several crossbow bolts in his back. He's like, "Ah, shit!" And the ninjas leap across the roofs. Let's do initiative. Oh, fuck, it's 8 o'clock already. We will do this combat next time because I got to get up at 3 a.m. for work. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Let's do our...
Terrence got so caught up in playing all his characters that he
I'm so
lost
sorry.
track of time.
Let's go ahead and cut to the cover segments. Does anyone have any ideas, or are we rolling randomly again?
Well, who's done it already?
Let's see. Breaks and Jeff.
All right, Mahogany, you got
I
it.
refuse, so that leaves you.
Why do you can't refuse.
I've refused since the beginning.
No.
Yeah,
Come on.
listen to the very first time. The answer will be I refuse.
Oh, I know that you said it, but that doesn't matter.
Go. All right, Tugger, you just take it so we have less argumentation.
Look, you're only winning because Terrence has a Betty by. So next week, be prepared to do a cover art.
To flat out refuse.
Actually, that should be fairly simple. Next week it's just a bunch of ninjas fighting us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or how about this week? It's just a bunch of ninjas fighting us, and then it'll be like a spoiler and a confusion.
All right, well,
the cover art at the end of the episode. So good job, Mahogany. I'll do it next week.
It's ninjas preparing to fight us this time. They're creeping up. We got the
ninjas
helicopter.
ambushing you.
Yeah.
That patented ninja leap.
Actually, the cover art would be just all of us plus Adam Cat deadpan staring at staring straight ahead.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Check out our both links, socials, likes, etc., and Patreon and all that. Have a good night.